Hi guys, this is Kamal Fernandez from East London Dog Training, and I want to introduce to you my puppy, Mighty. She is now 8 weeks old, and she's from a litter that I bred recently from two of my dogs, Fire and Super. Those of you that would have seen on Facebook, you would have seen the litter grow over the last several weeks, and you would have seen them in numerous clips and seen how well reared they were. And how much interaction and input they had as babies. They were actually reared by a friend of mine because we were in the midst of moving house, literally in the midst of moving house, so whelping a litter of puppies would have been really, really difficult at that time. So graciously, a really good friend of mine had who knows Fire really, really well, had the litter and reared them and did an absolutely amazing job. So thank you, Julie. So we've had Fire. We've had Mighty about a week now, and just settling her into our house and getting to know her and form a relationship and build one with her. So anybody that's got a puppy, you will know the first big challenge that you're going to encounter is getting them to sleep through the night and getting them to be clean. So we've had Mighty just over a week, and I can happily say that she's both clean in the house, touch wood and whistle, and she's sleeping through the night. She gets up probably about 6 o'clock in the morning, but she sleeps through the night happily. So that was the big first challenge, and obviously when she came to us, she didn't do that. And it's one of the things that puppies, that you need to be aware of when you get a puppy. They're going to have nights where they're not going to sleep, and they're going to need to be settled in. Oh yeah, she's a good girl. To your home. So you've got to be willing to accept that. I'm just going to fidget in. Good girl. You're going to have to accept that they're going to need that time period to, settle into your home and get them clean overnight. It is going to be sleepless nights, there's no way about it. And I make a real conscious point of getting up loads and loads through the night if I need to. Initially, I slept on the sofa with her. She was in a collapsible crate next to me, where I'm sat here, sorry. And I got up every time she squeaked and took her out. The key thing is when you do that is, I keep the interaction to a minimum. So the puppy would make a noise, I would get up, literally take them out of the crate, in the garden, on the collar and lead. She hasn't got a collar on her now, but she normally does. Let them go to the toilet and straight back in the crate with very minimal interaction for me. That way it doesn't start the pattern of the dog making noise or creating in the middle of the night in order to get you to interact and play with them. I want the puppy to know that if they cry, the thing that's going to happen is going to be let out to go to the toilet. Within a couple of days, she was sleeping through the night. I actually helped her to have sugar puff with her, actually. Not customary what I would have done in the past, but it really, really helped her just settle in. And now she's quite happy to be left on her own. Are you sleeping? Just falling asleep. So that was the first big challenge. The second big challenge when you get a puppy is obviously house training them. Again, that's hard work. I was very fortunate in that the way in which the litter were raised, and they came relatively house cleaned. I mean, they're puppies at the end of the day, but Mighty's had one accident in the kitchen, and that was purely because I was engrossed in something, as you do when you get puppies. Took my eye off for a second. She was making a noise and asking to go out. I was just a couple of seconds too late, and she couldn't hold it. My own fault. That's the case with puppies. They don't understand that they need to go in a certain place, so it's down to us to ensure that we teach them that. So make sure that you're committed to getting your puppy clean. Personally, I don't use puppy pads because of the situation that I'm in. I'm fortunate in that I live in a house with a garden, etc., so I can get my puppies out a lot, or I always have done. I have to say, although people use them, and I know a lot of my clients have used them when they've lived in flats or maisonettes without a garden, I'm not a fan of them, I have to admit, because I think it just teaches the puppy to go to the toilet on the floor, which is not something that I want to encourage. It's great to start them off if you really, really need to, but as quick as you can, get them into a routine of going out. Puppies will need to go out relatively quickly after they've eaten, after they've had a drink. So within 10-15 minutes, my puppies are out, and I wait there for them to go to the toilet, and I make a massive fuss of them. People struggle with getting puppies clean because in most instances they probably don't take the time to and be aware of how much input it takes. You really, really need to set that rule of going out, making a massive fuss of them when they go to the toilet outside, so the dog understands that that's what you want them to do. The other thing is if they have accidents in the house, just clean it up with a really, really good carpet cleaner, something that's going to remove the smell so that it doesn't encourage them to go again. One of the things when I have puppies initially, the first couple of days, is if they go to the toilet outside, I don't clear it up, I leave it there, and I take them back to that said place for that day, so they get into the habit of going back to the same location, so it gives them a little bit of a reminder. Once they're in the habit of it and they understand, then by all means, I mean, that takes probably a day or two to do. So another little thing to help you get your puppies clean. Again, it is a little bit of hard work when they're home to get them settled in. Luckily now Mighty, I keep calling you Fire. Mighty's both sleeping through the night, which makes a massive difference, and also cleaning the house. Some of the others out there have struggled with that, but they've now seemed to, after about a week or so, they've conquered it. And it is just about being really committed to getting your puppy clean through the night. And if they're safe and they're happy, I tend to have my crates near to me when I sleep, so that I can give them that comfort. I always think it's quite a lot for a puppy to come from a litter and its siblings and then be taken away, good girl, and isolated. So I tend to stick with them or have them near me. Other people have different takes on it. They'll leave the puppy in a crate and let the puppy cry out. I personally don't do that if I can avoid it, just because I don't want them to get additionally stressed. However, I know others out there have really had big problems with them, and they've had to a little bit grit their teeth and just endure it. And that's just different puppies, different personalities. But yeah, massive challenges obviously is just getting her house trained and sleeping for the night, which we seem to have overcome. So the next stage of our journey is about relationship building. So you're going to watch us do that over the next couple of weeks. So should be a fun time ahead. She's turning out to be a really nice puppy, or she seems to be a really nice puppy. Lovely temperament, really outgoing, got all the things that I would look for in a dog. So hopefully some fun things ahead for you. Good girl. So enjoy, watch our journey. This is Mighty.